All right, so we're working on chapter 7.4. And so chapter 7 was all about our warehouse management. And so we did three things. We did 7.1, which was master data, extending some of our material, adding a new off-road bike, creating a new vendor, and creating a new customer. Then we went on to 7.2. And in 7.2, we looked at what warehouse did when they had to procure items from a vendor. And so what we had to purchase the trading goods from a vendor. And so we looked at what warehouse management did, right? To move that stock, that goods from the receiving section of the warehouse into the actual location on where those items would be stored. Then in 7.3, we looked at what warehouse did when they moved stock from one plant to another plant. And so you happen to find extra bikes in Dallas, and San Diego wanted them. And so you had to create a stock transfer order, an STO, which acted like a purchase order for San Diego to purchase items from Dallas. So it's like the process of purchasing or fulfillment, but it's from one place, one plant to another plant. And instead of a sales order or purchase order, you would be using a stock transfer order. Okay. So now we're on chapter 7, lab 7.4. And now what we're doing is we're looking at what warehouse does when they have to fulfill an order. And so fulfillment means we have a customer. And so the customer wants to purchase from San Diego some of the bikes they have in stock and some of the trading goods, the road helmets they have in stock. And so we're going to create a sales order to sell some bikes and some helmets to a customer. And so warehouse management, now we're digging deep into warehouse management and looking to see how they prepare the shipment. They pick the items, and so you're kind of familiar with that, but then we're going to transfer. We're going to create and confirm a transfer order. And so remember, when warehouse is moving things from one storage location to another storage location, they're actually creating and confirming transfer orders. So we've never done that before. We've done goods issue and goods receipt, which is what warehouse does. And what happens when goods issued and goods are received, your inventory goes up. Okay. But here, when we're transferring stock from one location, meaning from one bin to the receiving dock or the shipping dock, wherever we're going to be sending those material, we have to transfer it from the shelves to the shipping dock or from the pallets to the shipping dock. Okay. And so they actually have to be moved with a forklift and taken to where it needs to go. And those are all required with a transfer order. Then we're going to send the shipment, meaning goods issue. When goods are issued is when your stock in your company actually goes down. When stock is moved around from one location in the warehouse to another location, the stock doesn't really go down, right? Because it's still in your building. Then 6 and 7 is kind of accounting, where we're going to send an invoice to that customer, and we're going to post payment because they're going to give us some payment. Okay. So let's move on here to the sales order. We're going to create a sales order for your customer in California. For this section, you will be assuming the fact that you have already received a purchase order from this customer. So we already received a quotation, actually, right? And so they want to purchase something from us, or they want to purchase something from us. And so we're going to create a sales order. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into logistics. We're going to go into sales and distribution. We're going to go into sales folder, and we're going to go into the order folder, and then we're going to go into create. And so you're going to need this for your final project. So I have asked individuals to kind of put it into their favorite. But VA01 is something that you guys have done a few times when you had to create a sales order. So we're going to put a standard order here, which is going to be OR. And so you can open it up and you can actually find OR, which is your standard order. Right here, OR. Your sales organization is going to be UW. And your 2 digits, mine is 98 for this class. I'm going to do wholesale for my distribution channel, and my division is going to be bikes. So once I put this information in, I'm going to click continue. And I'm going to be here and create standard order. And so I have to put in some information here. In sold to party, I'm going to find my Silicon Valley bikes that I created in 7.1. So I'm going to open it up, and remember you guys have this search box and you have various ways. If you click on those 3 dots, you have various ways to search for something. So we're trying to search for the vendor. So I'm going to stay in customers general. I'm going to use the name because I know the name is called Silicon Valley Bike. So I'm going to do an asterisk because it's a wild card, and I'm going to do Silicon and then close the asterisk. And what that's going to do is it's going to find me a name for a customer that's going to have Silicon in there. So I'm going to do a search. And so I see Silicon Valley Bikes. If this did not come out right for you, you can use this down arrow and you can search for something else again, or you can increase the number of hits and then hit enter. And you can see all of the ones that come out. So I'm going to find mine. So mine is 98. So it's 100 and then your 2 digits. And then I'm going to go to customer reference and I'm going to type in 11 and then my 2 digits. So here's customer reference and I'm going to do 11 and then 98. Then it says to press enter. And so I'm going to press enter. And so a lot of things pop up here. And I'm now in the create standard order overview screen. And then it says in the sales section, enter the following information. So here are some tabs that I have. I'm going to stay in the sales tab. And there's an area, a field, an attribute called required delivery date. And it says that it should be 1 week from today. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to change it to 27. The pricing date is also going to have 1 week from today. And so I look around to see where the pricing date is. And so it's right here, the pricing date. And so I'm going to find the 27. Then it says, step 1.7 says, at the bottom of the screen, enter in the following information. So I'm going to look at this table and I'm going to read it a little bit. So basically, in my material section, I'm going to put the off-road bikes and the order quantity here is going to be 50. The next line is going to be the road helmets and it's 100. So this customer we're going to sell them 50 of our off-road bikes and 100 of the road helmets. So I'm going to put that here. So my off-road bikes, I think, starts with the ORMN 1098, and the order quantity that we want to sell them is 50 because that's what they want to purchase. Then the next line, it says next line, I'm going to put the road helmets. So I'm going to put road helmets 1098, and they want 100 of those. Okay. So then it says press enter. And it says in the information pop-up, change invoice date and the billing date is redetermined. Click enter. And so that's exactly what happened. And so we're going to hit the check mark. And then it says click save and you'll receive a message. This is standard order has been saved. So I'm going to click saved. And my standard order 128 has been saved. So that's what you're going to write in number 2, whatever your order number is. And then 3 and 4 talks a little bit about report. So in step 111, refer to a previous step in a previous exercise for instructions on how to review material inventory. Review the inventory of your off-road bike to answer the following questions. While the balance in your inventory may be obvious, it's always good to check. So I'm going to exit out of here and I'm going to go to one of my reports. I'm going to go to one of my reports. So I'm going to go into MB52 because MB52 is going to tell me a little bit about the total dollar value of all of my material. So I'm doing MB52 and I'm going to put my bike in. So it's ORMN 1098. And I want to put in that I'm looking at San Diego, right? So SD98. And then I'm going to do execute. Hey, can someone tell me what's the total price of my bike?
180,000.
Right, 180,000, right? That's the total dollar value. 180,000 for the 150. The dollar value is 180,000. And that's how I can find out from the MB52. What about in your storage bin? So how many bikes are in our storage bin number 7? So 12 is saying refer to a previous step to review warehouse inventory, and you want to review the inventory that's in your for your off-road bike for your storage bin. And so does anyone remember what report that bin information? It's called bin status report. So I don't have it. Yes, LX03. That is correct. And so when we get that bin status report, we're going to do 198. You're going to put in 1 and your 2 digits, and you're going to do execute. And you can see all of the bins you have. And remember, we have 5 different storage locations or places, right? So 1 is our shelf, 2 is our pallets, right? And we have road helmets here in the shelving. And in 7 is where our pallets are. That's where our bikes are. So let's open that up. And we have 150 there in total stock, which is meaning available in our company. Available stock to sell is 150. And we have nothing that's going to be put into this bin or this area. And we have none that's going to be picked from this area. So we have a total of 150 right now. So now we're going to prepare for shipment. So in this section, you create the outbound delivery note used to fulfill the sales order. So we're now in warehouse, and warehouse has to prepare the shipment. They have to create the outbound delivery. So you guys have done this before where you had to get it ready for being picked, right? Start the picking process, pick it, and then we do the goods issue. So now we're digging deeper. So we're going to create the outbound delivery. And so we're going to go to logistics. We're going to go to sales and distribution. We're going to go into shipping and transportation. We're going to go to outbound delivery. We're going to go into the create folder. We're going to go into single document, and we're going to go into with reference to sales order. So it's VL01N. So that's what number 5 is. So we're in this here, create outbound delivery with order reference screen, and enter the following information. We're going to be putting our shipping point. So our shipping point is going to be SD98. And then the selection date, so the required delivery date used in our sales order. So that was a week from today. And then my sales order. I believe this is my sales order, but yours will probably be filled in automatically. So I'm just going to hit enter. And so when I hit enter, my sales order will come up, identifying that these 2 items with this delivery quantity is in my sales order. And so let's look to see what we're going to do. We're going to take this outbound delivery document, and we're going to click on the screen or the tab that says picking. And what we're going to do is all we're doing is saying, yeah, okay, so we need to get the bikes, we need to get the road helmets. Where's the storage location for that? And the storage location for the ORMN is in the finished goods. And so we're going to do finished goods 98. And in the road helmets, we're going to do trading goods 98. It says the deliver quantity is what has been identified from the sales order. It says the picked quantity needs to be left blank. You're going to leave this section blank because it has not been picked yet. You can see overall status A, not picked yet. So we are just creating a delivery document. We're letting people know, warehouse is letting somebody know, hey, this needs to be picked up. We're going to run a report in a few minutes, but it has not been picked up. But someone in warehouse, a manager said, okay, this is where the storage locations are to pick these items, but we haven't picked it yet. So now we're going to save this. And now our outbound delivery document has been created. Okay, so write that into number 6. So we've started the process. We've started the process preparing shipment. So warehouse is starting to now realize that we have to pick these items. So when we do that, do you think there has been a change to number 7 and number 8? Well, let's take a look. So the total dollar value of the men's off-white off-road bike in San Diego inventory is MB52. And so we're putting the bike information in, and we still have $180,000 of stock for the bike. Nothing changed for us. So let's go out and look at LX03. So let's look at our storage location. And when we look at our storage location, we still have 150. Nothing is ready to be put. Nothing is going to be picked out here. We still have 150. So number 8, nothing has really changed. So when you prepare the item for shipment, nothing is really changing in the bins. Okay. So now we're going to go and pick the items. So in this section, you're going to create a transfer order based on the note created in the previous section. So we know we have to pick the items, right? Because the outbound delivery has already been created. So we know we have to fulfill it. So now these are items that we've never done before. And this is what warehouse will do. So we're going to go into logistics. We're going to go into logistics execution. We're going to go into outbound process. We're going to go into goods issue for outbound delivery. So we're going to open up this folder here. We're going to go into a folder called picking. And under the folder picking, you're going to find something that says create transfer order. So you're going to open up that folder. And you're going to find via outbound delivery. It says via outbound delivery monitor. It's VL06P. So that's what we put in number 9. And so we're going to open that up. And what we're going to do here is we're going to, this is a report that is run. And it's saying, well, what's our receiving or shipping point? We're going to be shipping them from San Diego. So we're going to find all of the items that have to be picked from San Diego that have to be delivered or sent off between this day to this day. So we've got to pick them because they're shipped, right? They have to be shipped by these days. So once we do that, we hit enter. I'm sorry, we're going to hit execute at the bottom right here. Once we hit execute at the bottom, all of your delivery documents will show up at your company. In this case, we only have one. We have one delivery document that's supposed to be shipped on the 27th. And we open it up, it's going to tell us that it's those road helmets and those bikes. So I'm going to click on this. And so this is what a manager would do in warehouse. Okay. And so we're going to pick on that because that's the day's workload for picking. And so I'm creating a picking list for my employees. And then once I do that all the way at the bottom, you're going to see a tab or a little thing that says TO, transfer order in foreground. You'll see TO, transfer order in foreground. I want you to click on that. And when you click on that, now this is creating a transfer order based on that delivery document that we just created. So this is that delivery document. And we're going to create now an internal transfer order to transfer material from one location, which is in the bin, to another location, which is the shipping area. We need to put them in the shipping area because we need to get them shipped off, right? So we need to have someone move them from the bins to the actual storage shipping location. And so I'm going to put my plant in here, SD98. Okay. And then when I do that, now I'm going to press enter. And when I press enter, I have now created a transfer order for that specific delivery document to transfer from this location, these locations here, into the shipping area. Okay. So now what it says is now I'm going to click the storage type search right here at the top here. I'm going to click on that. And it's saying for the off-road bike in the finished good area, where am I supposed to be searching for these things? Well, it's actually in our palette, right? So that's where it is. And so we're going to open this up. And we're going to say palette 002. So it's saying to move these items, it tells you to take 50 from this location in this area. So what this says is generate this transfer order and go to the next material. So we're going to click on generate plus next material. And now I'm in here, road helmet, in the trading good area. Well, what's the storage type in this area? And it's shelf storage. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to click on shelf storage here. And now I'm pretty much done because I only have, that's it. That's all I have. There's 2 items in this delivery document. Okay. And you see where it's going. It's going to go to destination bin 004. Well, if you wanted to look to see what 004 is, that's our shipping area. So what we're doing is we're going to take it from the shelf storage, right? And we're going to move it into our destination bin, which is 004. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the posting button. And I'm going to create a transfer order. So this is our third transfer order we've created because we've done one for 7.2, 7.3. Now we're doing one for 7.4. So you have transfer order number 3. That's your answer for number 10. So can someone tell me, what do you think is happening to our off-road bikes? Do you think that our dollar value changed for the off-road bikes? Did you think that we lost? Did we lose inventory yet? Anyone take a guess?
We didn't lose it. We just moved it.
Well, we haven't moved it yet. We've just started the transfer. So we've identified that we want to transfer it, but we won't actually move it until it's confirmed in the system. But if we're looking to see at the warehouse, if we take and execute it, oh gosh, this is my road helmets. I did this. I'm going to pick ORMN. So I'm going to pick the off-road bikes and look at San Diego. I still have $180,000 worth of stock at my warehouse in the finished good area. Still have 150. Nothing has moved. Everything is still in my warehouse. Now let's take a look to see what's going on with the bin location. So now if we try to take a look at our bin location, now you'll see we have 2 other bins open. Two other types opened. This 004, remember I told you, is our shipping area. So it's saying in the shipping area, based on this delivery, I need those bikes and I need those road helmets. I need them in the shipping area, and here is my delivery. Okay, so there's like a bin area that they've identified for delivery. It's telling them that how much they need, right? They need to have these items in here. Okay, so what's happening? Oops, every time. So let's take a look at the bins. What does it say for the bin? Well, it says the total stock in my warehouse is 150. However, I only have 100 available right now in my bin because 50 is going to be picked, and we don't know when it's going to be picked, but someone's going to pick 50 of them. When my manager goes into SAP and confirms that these were picked, there's going to only be, actually, there's still going to be 150 and 100, right? Even after they're picked and they're confirmed, but they're going to be in a different location. The only time our stock is going to change is when we actually do a goods issue down here. So this is just telling us what is going to happen. So we've created this environment. Now someone's going to take their forklift and they're going to move that 50 from the pallets in the finished good area and take it to the shipping location. So that physically is happening outside. So now let's go and confirm it. So they go back to their manager and they say, okay, well, we're done. So now we're going to confirm the transfer order has happened. Okay, so, and I want you to notice one thing. When you say LX03, when I looked at those storage locations, right, there was still nothing there, right? Nothing was there yet. Okay, so that's meaning that in this storage location where this shipping area is, this is not there yet. And it's about to be picked, but it's still not picked yet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go here. So we're in logistics execution. We're going to go in outbound process. We're going to go into goods issue for outbound delivery. We're going to go into picking folder. And now instead of, we're going to confirm the transfer order. So we're going to open that folder up. So first we created it. Now we're going to confirm it. we're going to do single order, and we're going to do one step. So it's LT 12. So that's what you put in 13, LT 12. So this was our transfer order. This was our warehouse number, and we're going to press enter. And so here we're going to just take a look. We're confirming that we're going to take 50 from this storage location, which is the pallets, that storage bin 7. We're going to take 50 and we're going to move it to our shipping location based on this delivery, and we're going to move it. We're going to move the road helmets from the storage bin location 100, and we're going to move it physically to storage location number 4, which is our shipping location. So we are confirming that that is what we have done, because that's what we had originally stated, and now we're confirming it. So we're going to hit on the posting. When we do that, our transfer order has now been confirmed. That means the items are not any longer in that bin, it's in that shipping area. So let's take a look now to see what's happening here. So in our off-road bikes in the San Diego inventory, what do you think is happening with inventory for our bikes? Do you think it's moved? Has it changed? No. We're still at 180,000. It still has not left our building. We still have that amount of bikes, 150. However, let's take a look at where they are all located. So we're going to do LX03. We're going to look in our warehouse, and we're going to see that these bins are still here. Let's take a look at seeing what's happening in 7. So if we look, now we have 100 here that's available, right? 100 available in this storage location right here. We have 100. Well, now let's go to. I do that every time. Let's go to the other storage location for the bike, which is the shipping. If we open that up, now it tells us that we have 50 there. Is it still inside of our building? Yes, we still have 150. They're just in 2 different locations, right? So basically we have 100 here and 50 here, but it's still inside of our warehouse. It's just in a different location, ready to be shipped out now. Am I making sense so far? So we have 100 here, 16 would be 50, because that's where this is. Now we are ready to send the shipment, because now it's ready. It's in that shipping area. The truck has come in. We're going to put it into the truck, and we're going to send it to our customer. Once this truck picks it up, our warehouse person is now going to put that, it was posted, into the system. So now the manager is going to create the post goods issue, right? And this is going to reduce the unrestricted stock to reflect the quantity shipped. It also indicates a change in the ownership of the goods, which reflects liability. So now we're going to post a goods issue. So there's a few ways to do this, but we're going to go through logistics again. We're going to go through sales and distribution. We're going to go through shipping and transportation. We're going to go to outbound delivery folder. We're going to go into change folder. And we're going to go into single document, which is VL02N. And that's that original document delivery document that we created back up here in step 2. So now I am going to hit continue. So these are here. Actually, I was supposed to just hit push. So this is, I just want to show you, it's fully picked. The picked quantity shows up here. And it was already, populated, but this used to be A, which was not picked. Now it's fully picked, and we can hit on post goods issue. When you do that, your delivery outbound document has been saved, okay? And so we're good to go. So now what do you think has happened? Do you think inventory has gone down, or is it the same? So we did a goods issue. So let's take a look at what's happened. Are we still going to have 180,000? No, we now have $120,000 of stock for our bikes. Now our bike stock has definitely gone down to 100. Okay, so stock doesn't go down until we do a goods issue. So now let's take a look at our report for LX03. And let's take a look at our storage bin. So that shipping area, that temporary shipping area is gone. And if I look at my storage bin, I can see that I have only 100. Okay. So now we're going to be doing what accounting is doing. We're going to be sending the invoice and posting the payment. So I'm going to go into logistics. I'm going to go into sales and distribution. I'm going to go into billing, which is right down here, billing. And I'm going to go to billing document. And I'm going to go to create. So VF01. When I do that, it's going to say, what do you want to create a billing document for? Here are all of your documents that you had that you delivered that have been confirmed that they've been shipped. So when something has been shipped, there's a goods issue, these documents will be available to be processed. And so we will select this item. And we're going to create, we're going to say, click on save. And what happens is a document number, an invoice number has been created. And so this at the bottom is your invoice number. And that's what you're going to put in number 21. And now in this step, the customer has received the invoice. And so the invoice is sent, whether it's electronic or however faxed over. And they sent you a payment, assume the full amount. So we're going to now go into accounting and place the payment so the GL accounts are kind of balanced out. So we're going to go into accounting folder here. We're going to go to financial accounting here. We're going to go into accounts receivable because we're going to receive money. And so this is an accounts receivable. We're going to go into document entry, and we're going to go into incoming payments. And so I didn't check, but here we can go back and see. So it's F-28 is the transaction code. So when we're here, let's type in some of these things here. So document date is going to be today's date. So I'm going to open it up and find today's date, the 20th. Our company code here, I'm going to put in US 98 for me. Here for currency, you're going to put in USD for US dollars. For account, we want to put in our bank account number. And so I know the bank account is 100,000, but if you didn't know, you can actually open up the search and you can actually search for all of your GL accounts. And so my GL account is right here, GL 98. The amount that they paid us is 125. Okay. And then here in your open selections, we're going to write down, well, who paid this much to our bank? And so we're going to find the account. Well, this money came from Silicon Valley Bike. So if you remember what it was, then that's great. If you don't, we're going to search for Silicon Valley. And we're going to find Silicon Valley, and we're going to, I think it's 98 for me. So it's actually 10098, isn't it? Yeah. So it's 198. And then I'm going to press, once I do that, I'm going to press enter. And it's going to say one item was selected, which is right here. And everything should be balanced out. So there's no balance that's going to be carried over every quarter or every period. And so then we're going to hit post. And it's going to say this document number was posted. And that's your payment number right here is going to be number 23. And that's about it. Other than that, so you're going to tab over, you're going to put your name and then your identifier. Does anyone have any questions for me?